Hello, naturalists. It's Ms. Lauren here.
And Mr. Matt.
And today we're going to go on a virtual field trip to check out some forces of nature. We're going to see where nature has changed the environment and also where it is starting to recover from all sorts of exciting changes. What will we see? Who knows? I guess we'll have to find out.
Oh, come along with us.
Here we can see a shrubby section that is starting to turn into a young forest. We're going to walk this way into our young forest where we will take another section of video.
All right, so this is an example of an early successional forest here in the Ozarks. This is an area dominated by fast-growing trees. This is where we get a lot of animals like our armadillos and our coyotes and our deer and our whippoorwills, barred owls. They like to live in the early successional forests, the areas with lots of fast-growing trees. All right, so here we have a couple of different successional stages. We have the early successional stage, which is our pioneer stage where all our grasses and stuff are coming in, some of the first things to grow. And also along the sides of this path here, we have the next successional stage, which is our shrub stage. The shrubs start to colonize and grow in after all the grasses have colonized and had some time to grow, and all these shrubs come in. Now, this area where it's grassy, the pioneer stage, this is the path that goes down to our old Rookard farmhouse. The Rookard family had a farm here in the 1930s, and they would have had to clear out forests to make room for their farm and everything. And we've since they moved away, been allowing things to return to nature. But the middle section is our actual trail, so we keep that clear, and that's why you get to see a couple of different successional stages very close together. Normally you do not really see that in nature. Successional stages of forest are usually a bit more spread apart, but here, because of us keeping this section of the path clear, you get to see a couple of different stages of succession very close together.
One of the fun plants that we have out here in this early successional stage is we actually have a couple of old honey locust trees that grow on the properties, and you can see these gnarly thorns coming out of the trunk. And these thorns would have protected it from predators that lived long ago, things like mastodons and ground sloths. What might they protect the tree from now? So here is our old Rookard house. Again, this was a farming family from about the 1930s to the mid-1950s. And as you can see, over time, nature has started to reclaim what humans as a force of nature created. Currently, black vultures live in the attic area, and we have found signs of other wildlife, including armadillos, inside the house. So even as we move out, other things move in. And here we have this guy, and we can see, look at how red his belly is. Oh, what a beautiful snake. And we just found him. He's kind of close to the water's edge. We didn't set up the audio recording for this section very well, just because we wanted to make sure to show you guys this beautiful creature.
All right, so earlier we got to see how humans acted as a force of nature. But now here by the creek, we get to see how water acts as a force of nature. Over a long, long time, water has weathered and eroded these rocks down, and it still continues to do so.
We were just about to record for our old growth forest when we spotted this little snake here. I haven't gotten a close enough look to see whether he's a garter or ribbon snake, but I'm going to try and catch him too. Right. We got this garter snake right here. He's right in the middle of a path here between the young forest and the old forest. He's found himself a little bit of sunshine though. Why might a snake want to spend more time in the sun? Ooh, a little feisty. You can see he did a little bit of a musking on my hand. That's a defense mechanism. It helps him protect himself from predators. It smells really bad.
And here, everyone, we have an example of a mature forest here. We just saw a friend a few seconds ago of a garter snake. They're an example of an animal that loves to live here. And this is pretty much what this habitat is going to look like until a disturbance again comes through and resets the whole cycle.
So this right here is a snake I will not be attempting to pick up. This is a timber rattlesnake. And let's take a look at some of the ways that you can tell venomous from non-venomous snakes here in Arkansas. So to begin, you can see that his pupils are slit, kind of like a cat's eyes. And so non-venomous snakes around here have round pupils. You can also see his heat-sensing pits. You can see that he has a much more triangular shaped head. And I just want to point out the scales here. You can see that the scales kind of have a central line that goes down the middle of them. We call those keeled scales. And a lot of our venomous snakes around here have those as well. You can see the really, really beautiful orange stripe going down the middle of this snake's back, as well as his patterning that helps blend into the environment around it. Now, as we go down just a little bit further to the end of this snake's body, we will be able to see the rattles that help that snake avoid being eaten by, well, avoid being harassed by predators. This is a very, very beautiful snake. And like I said before, I will not be picking him up. In fact, we're going to leave this guy right here. We're not even going to bother him because most snake bites happen because of somebody that is harassing the snake. So we're going to give this guy his space and move onwards. But he is again on the edge of the young and old forest. So, what did we see today? Lots of cool stuff, right?
Probably one of our best days so far. All kinds of cool animals and plants.
So, if you guys have any questions for us about what we saw or any comments, please feel free to reach out to us on social media at onsc.us or respond on Facebook. We'll be answering your questions shortly. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today and happy exploring.